Hey mi gente, how are you? This is Fernando Cruz and welcome to today's video presentation brought to you by WorkingLatino.com, home of the world's leading website designed with you, the Working Latino, in mind, where we empower you with the skills, abilities, and resources to have a more powerful, successful, and balanced life. So, what is today's video all about? Well, as you can see here by the headline, it is. Corporations and those Occupy Wall Street people don't want you to know this dirty little secret about your income. By the way, when I say income, I mean everything. I'm talking about salaries. I'm talking about if you're an entrepreneur and you have your own business. It really doesn't matter, okay? The point is the concepts that I'm about to teach you today actually is one main concept that I really need you to grasp, okay? Is going to literally change the way you look at how corporations deal with employees and how income actually happens and all of that stuff. And the reason why it's important is because the lack of this knowledge is what keeps so many people back. Okay, so make sure you watch this entire video. All right. Now, let's start. Okay, the war that no one told you about. The war that no one told you about. See, right this moment, okay, there's a war that's being waged. And it isn't the war on drugs. It's not the war on terror or anything like that, okay? Yet it's the most important war that's being waged right now. And that war is the war for your mind, for your attention, for your perceptions. You see, everyone is out there looking to get your attention, looking for that moment in time where they have your focus, where they have your mind, where they can alter your perceptions. I mean, hell, even this video, okay, even this video, for the time being, I have your attention. So guess what? Right now, I won that battle, all right? When this is over, you're going to go on to the next thing. Who knows? But the point is, everyone, remember that. Everyone is at war for your mind, okay? So now we've got corporations versus the Occupy Wall Street people, right? So on one side, all right, you have the quote unquote evil corporations. Now I put it, I say evil because look, yes, there are bad apples, no question. There are corporations that do not make good corporate citizens. However, I'm for fixing the system than for destroying it. Okay, a lot of people are for destroying it. They just, they're like, oh, that's it. Corporations, they're evil. That's it. Get rid of them. If you went by that thinking, obviously there's a lot of things would be destroyed in this world, including us. I mean, human beings. There's lots of evil people out there. So, on that's you have that on one side, and as a corporation, okay, they're gonna pay you the least amount possible that they can pay. All right, so they have to strike a balance between keeping you happy and making a profit. So that balance is there, okay, and that's why it's called a job market. All right, and because it's a market, there's things that kind of influence whether salaries go up or down. Okay, now I'm not going to get into the technical stuff, but in just a couple minutes here, I'm going to reveal something to you that's really, most people don't get this, and it's really going to open your eyes big time. Okay. Then on the other side, you've got the Occupy Wall Street types, okay? And these folks basically, they feel that nothing a corporation can do is right, and that they're all evil, and that they're all greedy, and that they all pretty much suck, okay? And so that's their deal. Corporations, they're not paying you a living wage, they're not doing the things that they should be doing. And just as an example, okay, there was a video clip that I saw on Occupy Wall Street, and this older gentleman told this young guy there, said, hey, why don't you go work over there? And there was a restaurant with a help wanted sign. And so the young guy responded like, what, are you kidding me? For $7 an hour? I'm not going to go work for $7 an hour, right? So that's the perception, okay, that corporations don't pay a livable wage. Okay, so keep that in mind. So those are the two sides. On the one side, corporations feel they're being fair by striking a balance, and on the other, Occupy Wall Street, and not just Occupy Wall Street, just everybody that's kind of like thinks in those terms, feels that corporations are sorely lacking in this. And by the way, I'm not picking on corporations and Occupy Wall Street. I just bring them up because right now they're what's in the news, okay? Now, here's something. I'm about to reveal something right now that you really need to consider. Realize that everyone has an agenda. I've got mine, okay? I have my agenda as well, and I'll show you what that is in about 30 seconds. But realize that everyone has an agenda. From your mother to your parents to your family to your boss to your customers to your government, your president. Everyone has an agenda, okay? They have an agenda. You have your own agenda. So keep that in mind when considering these things that we're going through, because when you realize that everyone has an agenda, it's easier to separate the person from the message, okay? There's no need to vilify each other here, all right? We can separate the message knowing that, look, it's just an agenda. It's just what they feel. It's just their perception, okay? So here's my agenda, because I want to put it out there and be totally 100% transparent with you, okay? The first thing is, look, you may disagree with what I have to say, but my main purpose is to empower you. That's my main purpose. I want you to come away with something that perhaps you did not see it that way. Or even if you did hear about it, or maybe, you know, it was presented to you, perhaps my view is going to help you clarify some questions you had. Or it can get you to the point where, you know what, I don't like this Fernando dude. I want to get out of here. Whatever. The point is, I want you empowered to make the decision based on you, okay? Now, the next thing is, look, the more people that I help, all right, the better I feel. So that's my, you know, that's one of the things on my agenda. I love what I do because I love to help people. And I'm not going to help everyone, obviously. It's just impossible. But if out of 100 I only help one, I'm okay with it, because that's the one is who I'm looking for. And then finally, look, if through my videos, if through my teachings, I help you make more money or save more money or empower you or whatever, guess what? Chances are you're going to buy my stuff. Look, I'm a businessman, all right? So I have a business reason for this as well. So if I'm cool with you and you get to know me, you get to like me, you get to trust me, chances are you're going to buy from me. So there's a business reason for me doing this, okay? Now, let's get in on some of the things I really wanted to kind of show you, and pay attention to this because it's really going to alter a lot of your views, all right? First is, what are you worth? What are you worth? Have you ever heard the term get paid what you're worth? I'm sure you have. I mean, even in the example that I showed you before with, you know, the young guy and the older guy at Occupy Wall Street protest, obviously the young guy felt that, you know, $7 an hour, that's beneath him. That's beneath his worth. You know, that's beneath what he should be getting paid, because he's worth more. Now, I'll tell you, yes, do I believe a human life, a human person is worth more than $7 an hour? Absolutely, of course I do. But that's not the point. You see, the truth is, your job will never pay you what you're worth. Ever, ever, ever. Even as an entrepreneur. Remember, as a business owner, your business is just a string of jobs that either A, you do yourself, or B, you outsource to someone else. Okay? Those jobs, those quote-unquote jobs, will never pay you what you're worth. Ever. Do you want to know why? Okay, I'm going to explain to you why in this next slide, all right? See, here's the truth about salary and income. Here's the truth about salary and income. You ready? First, all of business and life is a value for value exchange, a quid pro quo, this for that. In other words, you know, when you're talking with a family member, when you're talking with your child or your children, when you are interacting with anyone, okay, you're exchanging something for something. So if I have a friend and I value his or her opinions, I'm exchanging my time, okay, which is something valuable, for their opinion, okay, which I find valuable. Now, if I didn't find value in his or her opinion or in his or her thoughts, then I wouldn't give them my time. Okay? Do you get that? I want you to understand everything is value for value exchange. Everything. When you're on Facebook, All right, when you're on Facebook, that's a value for value exchange. You're exchanging your time, which is something of value, and Facebook is giving you all the content that they've been able to aggregate, through all your friends and, however 800 million people are on there. And that's value, okay? So even if you're not paying for something, even if there's no exchange of money, realize that there's always an exchange of value, okay? Always keep that in mind. And in life, and in business, the value must be equal. In other words, if I feel that my time is not worth it to pay attention to, your thoughts or opinions because for whatever reason I just don't feel that it is, okay? I'm not going to give you my time. Same thing with you. Right now you're watching this, so you find value in what I'm sharing with you. So you're giving me your time, okay? You're giving me your attention. If you felt that there was no value in what I was giving you, or that the value was not up to your standards, then you wouldn't give me your time, or you would give me less time. Do you see what I'm saying? It always balances out. It must balance out. Now, with that said, here's something you must understand. Please pay attention to what I'm about to share with you. You are not paid what you're worth. You're paid what the job is worth. What the job is worth. So when you get paid, I don't know, $10 an hour, minimum wage, the job market has decided that this job is worth this much. It's not that you're not worth it. It's not that you're not worth more than $7 an hour. It's not that you're not worth more than $10 an hour. It's not that you're not worth more than $100 an hour. The job, the salary, the income that is made is based on the value that that particular activity has for the business. Remember that. Now there's also some other little items, and in the next slide I'm going to show you what those are. But for right now, keep that in mind. You're not paid what you are worth. You're paid what the job is worth. You don't like your pay? You need to look for a different type of position. That may mean acquiring new skills. That may mean networking and going to another industry. I don't know what it means for you. It may mean starting your own business. Again, I don't know what it means for you. But realize, don't just sit in your job there feeling worthless or feeling angry at your employer because, oh my God, they're not paying me what I'm worth. They're not. They're paying you what the job is worth. And the reason why it must be like that, remember, I already established the value for value exchange must balance out. They cannot pay you. They cannot pay you more than what the job is worth. So never, ever, ever feel that if you're in a position where you're not happy, where you feel you're not making what you should be making, it's not the company's fault. It's not even your fault. It's the fault of the job, of the activity, of the thing that you are doing. Okay. Now to drive that point home, earlier today I actually had this entire presentation written out, but then I saw a friend of mine on Facebook. His name is Tony Rush, and he posted a really awesome status update, and so I copied it. I did ask him for permission. Tony's a really cool guy, by the way. You could friend him at facebook.com/Tony.Rush. Facebook.com/Tony.Rush. Really, really good guy, really sharp guy. Anyway, listen to how he kind of explains it, all right? So he says, your financial life will depend on, 1, the demand for what you do, 2, the quality of what you do, and 3, the difficulty involved in replacing you. So a janitor working in a hospital may earn $3,000 a month, while the brain surgeon in the same building earns $3,000 an hour. You see the difference there? Okay, it's not that the janitor as a person is worth less, and it's not that the brain surgeon as a person is worth more. It's just that the brain surgeon has skills that are particular for this job, for this activity, and because of the nature of the activity, the nature of the job, he gets paid more. There's more demand for brain surgeons because there's not that many. However, someone who can clean up a bathroom, pretty much anybody can do that. Anyone can do that. Now, I'm not saying that everyone will, but everyone can. However, not there's not that many people that can open up, someone's skull and get in there and, perform brain surgery. Okay, and then he goes on to say, look, and it's not something that we need to go occupy. Obviously, a little dig there at the Occupy Wall Street folks. It's not something that we need to go occupy some city to protest. It's simply how life works. The question is, how quickly can you become part of the game of being a high value, in demand person? And that's a very excellent question, because again, it's not that you're getting paid what you are worth. You're getting paid what the job is worth, what your description is worth. If you don't like what you're getting paid right now, if you don't like your salary, if you don't like your business income, you need to replace it with something that A, there's more demand for, you need to get good at it, and on top of that, it needs to be hard to replace you, because not everyone else can do the job. And that right there, guys, is really the essence of what you need to understand. And why do I say that this will empower you? Well, very simple. If you're sitting there at your job feeling and thinking that you're not worth it, that you're upset at your employer because they're paying you this crummy salary that you can't even live on, okay? Realize that those ideas, those thoughts, those words, those images, they're impacting you in a powerful way. They're making you feel like less of a person. And the last thing I want for you is to feel like you're less of a person for it. And then what happens is you look to blame someone else, and in this case it's the employer or the company or whatever. The fact is, it's not the employer's fault. It's not the company's fault. It's just what the job market has placed as a value for this particular job. I hope that really drove the point home. I know I repeated it over and over and over again, but if you've never heard this concept, I really wanted to drill it home. If you have heard of this concept, if you understand this concept, I really want to get it so that it's at the forefront of your thought and your thought process, because you can always make your situation better by becoming in demand, by becoming, knowing and learning how to sell yourself. And that's what we do here at WorkingLatino.com. I want you to have the tools, the resources, the abilities to get further. I don't care if you want a job, if you want to go further in your career. I don't care if you want to go further in your business. I don't care what you want to do. There's a formula for it. There's a formula to do it. But above all, it all starts with your mindset, with your mentality, with your words, with your vocabulary, with how you speak to yourself, rather, okay? You have to realize that if you're in a situation that you don't like the income that you've got, that you don't like, you feel you deserve more, then realize that you must change what you're doing in order to get more. It's not going to happen by staying in the same position for 5, 10, 15, 20 years. It's not going to happen, okay? Remember, guys, you're not paid what you are worth. You are paid what your job, what your duties, what your activities are worth, okay? That's it for me. I hope you got some value out of this video. I hope you truly got it and experienced it. I really appreciate you. Thanks for watching, and have a great day. Have an amazing day. Talk to you later. Bye.